Good. Welcome everybody, welcome to Adobe Live session. And today this is amazing, we are live from Adobe Max London. I hope you're all having a good time. I am so happy, first of all, to have you here, but to have Liz Mosley next to me to show us some amazing things Adobe Express. If you're on the chat, please go on the chat, ask questions. We are there live to answer all your questions. And now please, Liz, can you tell us a bit more about you? If people doesn't know you live, what is your specialty? What does make you unique? Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, sure. Well, similarly to you, I am a branding designer and I specialize in branding for small businesses. And I am also a podcast host. So I've got a podcast called Building Your Brand.
Amazing.
All about branding and marketing for small businesses.
Go check the podcast. Very good one.
Yeah,
Please
go
do.
check the podcast. And I'm also an Adobe Express ambassador. So that's why I'm here today. And we're going to be chatting about Adobe Express.
Oh, amazing. I love that. So let's talk 2 minutes about Max and then we'll jump straight on Adobe Express.
Sounds good.
So you're in Max now for 2 days now. How do you feel about it? How was it? What's your experience?
I feel so good about it. It is honestly buzzing, and I think one of the things that I've learned about myself as a creative is one of the things that inspires me the most is being around other creatives, getting to chat to them, hear their experiences, even just seeing different people's workflows, how they work. We had the keynote this morning and you did an amazing demo, and seeing all the different demos from people, there's always so much more to learn, isn't there? And so it's just nice to just have that energy, that buzz, be around all that creativity. So yeah, amazing. Max is amazing. I love it. This is my third one now. I'm really loving it.
Oh my God, that's my first one, so I'm a bit of a newbie. But
you went in high though, doing the keynote in your first Max, so.
Thank you. No, but I can't agree more. The connection and for the inspiration is amazing and very exciting. Now, I heard you're gonna talk about print in Adobe Express. I want to hear that because this is a big
bit out
one.
there.
How to set printing files in Adobe Express for the printer. Please,
okay.
I'll let you the stage. Go for it.
Okay, well, I don't know about you, but I love print. I just think holding something in your hand is amazing. And I think one of the things that I love about Adobe Express is it's really accessible. So if you haven't, if you're not used to using, say, Illustrator or InDesign is usually what I would potentially use for print, then you can do it in Adobe Express and you can send things to print and it can look amazing. So I'm going to show you something that I made in Adobe Express. So this is a flyer that I created a little while ago to promote my podcast. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but it's got some nice gold foil on it. So we're going to chat about that as well.
What foil as well in Adobe Express?
No way. Obviously, we can set up for the foil in Adobe Express. So what I'm going to do is dive into Adobe Express and show you this project. So here's the flyer that I created. And I set up the design. Now, one of the things that you need to think about, obviously you know this, Adrienne, when you are printing, and I would always recommend chatting to your printer about how they want you to supply your files. Most printers are gonna have similar specifications, but there always might be little tweaks, ways that they like things. So you can always just email them and say, can you tell me how you want me to supply the file? But usually for print, there's a few key things that you need to factor in. So first up is you want it to be in CMYK. Now, you can't really adjust any of that in Adobe Express, so don't worry about that too much.
Yeah, I was gonna.
But it's fine. It'll still work fine for you. The next thing, though, and this is something that you are going to have to adjust, is it needs to have bleed, so that when they're chopping the edges off, you're not getting a weird white line or anything. So you want it to have.
To explain for the non-really argue designer, so bleed is extra bit you add to be able to be cut on.
Exactly. So it's like a buffer, a margin that you've got around the edges. So they print a bit extra, so that when they cut it, you don't want, because sometimes the cuttings maybe moves a slight bit. You don't want an annoying little white line.
It's horrible when it's
So there isn't, now if you are used to using InDesign, I think you can add it in Illustrator as well. There's a function that you can add bleed, right?
Or PDF work as well.
Yeah, exactly. So normally you want to be adding 3mm bleed all the way around. Again, check with your printer. In some countries it might be different. In the UK it's usually 3mm.
3mm as well, depending maybe inches in English.
Yeah, exactly. If you're using a different measurement. But what I did for this file is if I click into resize.
First of all, love your illustration there. Your face is
fantastic.
Working
that was a friend of mine called Matt Joyce did that. So shout out to Matt. So if you can see over here on the left-hand side, my flyer is 100 by 100 mil.
Okay.
but I've added 6 mil to the width and the height.
Okay.
So that means that I've got my 3 mil all the way around.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
if you need to factor that in when you're working on the design. So as I look at this now, 3 mil is going to get chopped off all the way around. So you need to make sure that you're not putting anything like too close to the edge, like if it's text or anything like that. So I've got my flyer set up. I've got like my text, my illustration, and then the back, I've got the back design. I put in a QR code, which I made in Adobe Express.
Very useful.
So it's a call to action. I want people to listen to my podcast. I want to make it as easy for them as possible.
Amazing.
So we've got the mill set up, and now I can like play around with the design. I can like change the colors. So earlier I went into Illustrator and had a little play around with text to vector and made like a little icon that I
love that.
Yeah,
so you
added
now
in.
as well use Illustrator as your workflow now with text to vector.
Yeah, so what's really great about Adobe Express is that it integrates so well with the other tools. So if you are using Illustrator, if you are using Photoshop, you can like create assets in those and then bring them in. So all I did was saved it in Illustrator, and if I go to my stuff, it was saved to the cloud.
I love
and so
that.
I can just access it here. I just saved it to the cloud, and like within seconds it was
so
there.
Useful. This is so useful for everyone who doesn't use that yet. You must use your library. It is such a game changer. Really.
It really is. Yeah. Well, there's a few different ways of doing it. So you can save it to the cloud as a file. You can save it in a library, and then you'll find it in like your libraries and brand kits. Or you can even just drag the Illustrator file into Adobe Express, and then it'll be there for you.
So practical.
Yeah,
love that.
so great. So we've got the flyer, and now I've added some elements because I wanted to update it slightly. So I've just put in this like microphone and these headphones. And now all I need to do to send it to print is to go to download. And I want to select all pages because I want to have a PDF file that's going to have the front and the back in that I can send to the printer. So I'm just going to scroll down here, and I need to choose PDF, and I need to then download it. But what I'm going to do first is, now you'll remember that my flyer had gold foil on the front.
Oh yeah.
So we're just going to have a little play around with how to set that up. Again, this is something that you're going to want to check with the printer. But the printers I used, what they wanted me to do was to isolate the bits that needed to be in gold foil. So what I'm going to do is head to my pages, and I'm going to duplicate this page. So
that's a very important part,
Yeah. Let me just bring it over to the end. I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to delete everything that isn't going to be in gold foil. So I'm going to take all of these elements off. I'm going to make the background white. And these are the two bits that I want to be in gold foil, and I'm going to make these black.
Can you explain to us why the printer asked you to do those letters for the foil black?
It's just so that they know it's so clear to
because
them which
for me
bit
it's gold, it's not black.
Yeah, it's going to come out gold. But they're going to use a different printing process for that layer on the top, and so it's so that they know exactly where it needs to go. So that's why I duplicated the page, because I want it to appear in the exact same place as it is on the design, so that it appears in gold. And then in a minute what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and delete it from my original design on the front cover, because I don't want them to print that, and then maybe if it like slightly goes offset,
like the same thing with the white line there. You don't want that.
So
that's very clever. Did you hear that, guys? Very clever.
Let me not.
Sessions are about to begin. Please make your way
That's
to
very
your
loud.
session room.
So we just get
put
all of this
everything in
into
black
black.
now, the different layers.
Now this is something that I brought in as like an image, so I'm going to just change the color for this in the duotone. So I can just go into custom and I can just select black here. So if you have something that's not like native text, you know, like not text that you've done in, this
like
is
an image or
an
PNG,
image, exactly. So I can just make it black like that. So these are the bits that I want gold foiled. So now I'm going to head back to all of my pages. I'm going to go back to the front one, and I'm actually going to delete these now.
Okay, fantastic.
Because I don't want them to be printed when they're printing this bit of the flyer. So now I've got my document, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to save all the pages, and I'm going to save it as a PDF, and then I'm just going to download it. And then I can send that to the printers, and I can say to them that third page, that is the gold foil.
I love that.
Like,
I love that.
register.
And I love the fact that you really tell, like, if you're not a designer, or simply because you're doing like social more than anything and you don't do print, to say, go to your printer, ask them, because they will give you guidance. I remember when I first started, I was like, what do I do? How do I save my, and my printer told me, you save the PDF like that, and you do create a new layers, you do in black, because at first, like, it's not obvious.
And like different printers sometimes have like different, you know, ways of doing things. And also, I think always better to just check that before you send it to print. They won't mind. It'll take them a few seconds to email you and tell you, and it just will save you any time. It means that they're not having to do any like faffing around with your files. You can get exactly how you want.
No extra work from the printer.
Exactly.
No.
They're gonna love you if you ask them.
I love that.
So,
no, keep on. I have a question for you after.
Yeah, no, ask me the question and I'll get the next thing.
My question is like from a design side of it, because obviously Adobe Express is made to do digital. How do you make sure you are you're careful with the color? How do you make sure the color is going to be able to be as close as possible as you want? Because we're working RGB and you're going to print in CMYK.
So at the moment, you don't have as much control in Adobe Express as to what you're doing with the color. And so what I would recommend is when you are like creating your brand, you know that you get your hex codes either from your designer or if you're creating it yourself, and those are what you can then put into Adobe Express. And like the color's never going to be exactly right, but actually like it does a pretty good job and it's going to look on brand. So you just make sure that you get those hex codes in. You know, like you can't control the output. Like your PDF is gonna, like, it'll work fine. You know, like I got it printed, it came out exactly how I wanted. Like
it worked fantastic.
It worked really well.
Very good.
And that was like, this was from a file from Adobe Express, so like you can make it work. But yeah, like obviously you're going to have more control if you're in design. I mean, InDesign is what I would normally like send things.
Obviously, but it's for the people who doesn't want to go and learn InDesign. I think it's super practical and super intuitive. I think it's brilliant.
Accessible.
It's very brilliant.
And you can have the confidence to send things to print. So then the next thing that I wanted to show you, so again, I've got little ones that got printed, but these are some fun stickers that I designed. They're quite small, so you might not be able to see them. But some cute like stickers that say community over competition. I've got them here on the screen. And we're basically, again, you can like set these up and send them to a company that prints stickers. Yeah. Again, I would recommend just getting in touch with them and being like, what file format do you want them? Usually they're going to say PDF, you know, like they might want the background in a particular way. But if we scroll through, so what I did with these is I actually created these ones in Illustrator, and I just dragged the Illustrator file in, and now I've just got them all here. They came in on different pages, like it was super easy. Super fun.
And I like how you have transparent background as well, because I know it came a couple of months ago, but we're not used to be able to be transparent background in Adobe Express, and now you can. It's really cool that.
Yeah, so I've got the transparent background on, but what I'm going to do now is so there's a few different options for this, and it depends how you want to print your stickers. You might want to print them as like individual stickers, so like these, you know, where they're like on their own, but you've probably seen where you like print a sheet of stickers, and you've got like a little, you know, thing going on. So we could do something like that. So if what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste these into a new document. So if I get a new page up, and I'm just going to resize it, and I'm going to make it a flyer size. So imagine this is going to be like an A5 sheet of stickers. Okay. So I'm just going to...
We love stickers. Everybody loves stickers. I love stickers.
You've done some really fun stickers. You've done some Adobe Express stickers.
Yes, I did.
So we've got resize. So what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to go and grab my stickers from the other pages, and I'm just going to copy them onto this sheet here. And we'll just start like arranging them around. Let's see if it's going to come in. Oh, there we go. It's brought it in nice and small. And we'll start putting together our sticker sheet. And you'll be able, again, like you can check with the printers, but they'll be able to see where to die cut around the design.
Can you explain a bit more in a minute how they know where to cut it around? Because obviously right now I just see white, I can't see yet.
Let me just pick a color to go in the background here. So that can be the background of our sheet. So actually they can just work that out like from the design, because it's quite clear. So they will do that from their end, where they will set up a cutting machine that's going to make sure that the stickers are cut out on the sheet. And there might be like a little bit of movement, but again, that's why I've added the white background. So I think with stickers, it's always quite good to have like a background around your design. You know, like a little trim.
Yeah, of course, like that they know.
So if there's any movement, actually, it's not that big a deal.
That's funny. That's good. And for the non-technical designer out there who listen to us, what is absolutely amazing to export in PDF is PDF will keep a lot of data behind, and the printer, when you open a PDF, whatever, if it's on Illustrator or on, you will see all those lines. They will be able to gain back all those tiny lines and stuff really easily. It will not be a flat image, basically what I'm saying.
So
PDF is an amazing,
yeah, totally.
it's an amazing software, an amazing program to export to. So every time you do something for a printer, export in PDF, it will keep all the information behind, all the open files and the layers behind that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
it's
so now
good.
we're
So I've
doing
just got my sticker sheet
amazing.
now. We're just bringing it all in. The colors are looking really nice together. We can think about where it's going to go. And then the other thing I've seen people do at events like this, I don't know about you, but I think it's always really fun to have something that you can give people.
Yes.
A way that people can get in touch with you, find out what you're doing. So what I would do with this is I would probably add my logo in the top. What I'm going to do now is
always add your logo, guys.
Yeah,
Logo
do
and
it.
social
Keep it
media handle,
consistent.
your Instagram.
Yeah.
Do it everywhere you go. If not, it's pointless. You're losing an opportunity.
But
Absolutely.
even better is that I'm going to head back to the home page. And I'm going to go to the QR code generator,
yes.
and I'm going to make
The
a QR
QR
code, and I'm going to add it on. So let me just put my website in.
Bit of self-promo here.
Yeah, always a bit of self-promo. It's always about getting your stuff out there. So then I can pick my style.
Yeah, it's so easy.
I always go for the rounded ones. I don't know why. I think they look...
It's a personal style.
Yeah, it's
You
personal
choose
choice. Yeah, you just got to pick what you like. You can change the color. I'm probably going to keep it black, but then I'm going to use a filter so that it loses the background. So we can do that. Let's just download it. And
What is good is very functional, the QR code. Everybody knows what it's about and they can quickly do
Yeah.
something. You know there's an action happening.
so let's just go back to the home page.
Well, thank you very much, everyone on the chat. I'm looking at your audience. I saw Curtis. You do so much great stuff. Thank you. Great tips for Adobe Express. Love that. Carolina, great favorite principle. Love that. What is your favorite principle of design and which one is work for you?
Favorite principles of design. Ooh, that's a great one. I really like thinking about the principles of color palettes. So making sure that you have a good balance. I don't know about if you found this with branding, that if you had color palettes that were all the same tone, it didn't work. You had to have a real range. So you need a dark, you need a light, something that's off black, off white, the colors in between.
Definitely
you love
going for
you're
colors.
You're the right person to chat to.
I like a good contrast. I need
Earlier,
something
I
to
couldn't
pop. I
see
want to see it
you.
for far away. I need
Yeah,
to
it's far
we
away.
are brand
I knew
designers.
I could find you.
Exactly. It's not about all the beauty. No, it's about can we see it?
Yes.
Is it working? Is it remember?
Right. So let's bring in this.
A great question. Thank you for that.
I mean, there's so many design. What's your favorite design principle? Hierarchy is so good.
They all need to. I think they all have. For me, it's
You
you
need
need
it
to have
all,
good
don't
spacing.
you?
Let it breathe your design. Please, God, let it breathe. Don't crowd your design. Hierarchy is a good one to know. Make sure your brain can go through design easily. And then, good color balance. But I think, find a cool font, good
Yes.
hierarchy, and let it breathe. And normally good. And hell yeah or hell no. Look at your design. Is it amazing? Hell yeah, you're working. If it's, I'm not sure, do it again until it's amazing.
I love that philosophy.
Hell yeah or hell no?
Hell yeah or hell no. So what I'm going to
Okay.
do with my QR code is I don't want it to have the white box. So I'm just going to click multiply and it's going to get rid of the white box for me, but it's going to keep the
Great
integrity of the
tips.
QR code. And what I would
Amazing.
recommend doing is before you send anything to print, get your phone and just check that the QR code actually
Absolutely.
works
Thank you.
and that you've done it to the right place.
Fantastic. We are now on the red on the timer. We're going to be shout out by the team here. I think we need to cut, but that is amazing. So, print on Adobe Express by Lee
Save to a
Mosley.
PDF,
This
and
is
then you're
amazing.
done.
Save to PDF. Make sure you have your bleed right 3 millimeters everywhere. If you want to do fold, add a new layers. This is fantastic. Great tips. Thank you very much,
Thank
Lee.
you so much for having me. I think
Pleasure.
it's
Thank
great.
you everyone on live. Stay tuned. More to come. We are live at Adobe Max London. This is really exciting. Have a good day. Bye-bye.